Hey, what's up guys? I'm BTC. If you've been playing in the competitive ladder, you've probably had to deal with smurfs at one point or another. Well, that's the bad news. The even worse news, though, is that Blizzard doesn't consider smurfing to be a problem at all. When it comes to online competitive games, a smurf is not a small, lovable blue forest creature. No, instead, a smurf tends to be a massive pain that causes problems in a competitive ladder. Now, if you don't know, a smurf is a very good player who is playing at a rank that is much lower than where he should be, usually for the purposes of griefing and stomping lower skill players. Now, there are two different ways that you can get an account at a low rank. The first is to simply buy a new account and mess around during your placement matches in order to get placed really low. Another way is to use your main account and intentionally de-rank by losing matches. If you've ever seen people in your game who do nothing but jump off the edge of the map and just keep dying over and over, running in circles, then you've probably been dealing with a de-ranker who wants to smurf on that account. Both of these methods can get you an account at a much lower skill level. One will cost you a little bit of money, and the other one costs you a little bit more time. In either case, when the account was low enough, you could use your new rank to go and stomp lower skill players. Smurfing was actually a really big problem in CSGO for quite a while. In fact, it was such a massive problem that Valve had to come up with several solutions. The first solution was that they required you to level up a new account so you couldn't just jump into competitive right away. Blizzard has done the exact same thing with Overwatch, where you have to rank up to level 25 before you can do comp matches. Another thing that Valve did, though, was they created a special ladder that required you to have a phone number linked to your account. This actually worked quite well in preventing people from using new accounts in order to smurf. Also, as an added bonus, it helped prevent a lot of cheaters from getting onto the ladder as well. Now, of course, it didn't completely eliminate smurfing because people could still de-rank on their main accounts. In Overwatch, smurfs are not as big a problem as they were in CSGO, but they are definitely causing a lot of problems on the competitive ladder. Players have been complaining about this for quite a while, but just recently it's gotten a lot worse. Unfortunately, Blizzard seems to be in complete denial about how big of a problem it really is. Over on the official Overwatch forums, Jeff Kaplan responded to some of these complaints about the smurfing issue. I'm going to break down some of the things that he said, and it should raise some pretty big red flags for you guys. He starts by defining what he thinks smurfing is. He says, "Smurfing, I would define this as an experienced player buying a second account to reset their account progress and internal matchmaking rating," his MMR. So first up, his definition of smurfing is just wrong, or at least it's half wrong. He's completely ignoring the fact that one of the major ways people get low rank accounts is by intentionally de-ranking. This is especially true for people who simply don't want to spend money on a new account and don't care about the rank of their main account. Not only are they going to ruin the games of the people at the low rank once they get there, they also ruin the games of everybody else on their way down. He continues, "Smurfing, and I know this isn't what you want to hear, isn't really that big of an issue. For example, a few weeks ago, one of the pro Overwatch players created a smurf account and was streaming from it. We were able to watch his MMR internally and compare it against his main account. Within 15 games, the MMRs were equal. I know this is a very bad perception of smurfing, but the reality is skilled players are moved rapidly out of lower skill situations." What he just said just blows my mind. I honestly don't understand what Blizzard is thinking. Either they're intentionally ignoring this issue, or they fundamentally do not understand it. His example is absolutely worthless. The reason for this is the person that he used for an example was not trying to intentionally grief lower skill players. He simply had another account that he was playing as good as he possibly could, as if it was his main account. It makes total sense that new account would quickly climb the rankings on the ladder. But the overwhelming majority of people that use Smurf accounts are not playing as good as they possibly can in order to rank up. They're typically just screwing around and dominating lower skill players. Those players who choose to Smurf for the purposes of griefing will intentionally lose a match so that they don't gain points. They will stomp the enemy players for most of the match just to have fun, but before they win the game, they'll intentionally throw it so they take a loss and they don't climb in the ladder. Again, Blizzard is either intentionally ignoring this fact, or they fundamentally do not understand the problem. He continues, he says, I've also personally witnessed a few cases of players assuming someone is smurfing when they are not. One of the people I play with is highly skilled. He played a ton in beta. He works on the Heroes of the Storm team and plays heroes most nights, but occasionally he comes and plays Overwatch with us because he really enjoys the game. As a result, he is way lower level than we are. Most of us are 3 to 5 stars, and he's about level 30. Every time we group up with him, someone accuses him of being a smurf, but he's not. Anyway, we will always monitor deviant behavior, and if we feel like there is behavior occurring that hurts honest, fair players, we will take action. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but if you look at the last thing he says, it's pretty clear that he said it only as PR spin. It's damage control for the people that were complaining. An empty promise that if something happens at some point in time, they will do something about it. But they're not going to. Because again, they don't think that smurfing is even a thing or a problem that needs any of their time. As far as they're concerned, their MMR system is perfect, and it's impossible, it's inconceivable for them to believe that someone would intentionally lose in order to drop their rank. Smurfs are here to stay, guys. Sorry to tell you. So how about you guys? Have you had to deal with Smurfs in your games? Let me know in the comment section down below, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the new content. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button, share it with your friends. Remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.